So you were completing your thought.
Yeah, so yes, um, what I want to explain about why Mama Nora's ministry is very important and why we are trying to build up the ministry of diaconess is, yeah, I mean, as I say, is we we are walking in a very delicate line. Yeah, um, accepting women ministry while being true to our own Anglo-Catholicism, and also showing the ministry, I mean the women, that they can take the role of leadership in the church, maybe bigger than what they thought about priesthood. Yeah, and in that way, they are not losing their talents and their core in ministry, but in a different way. So yes, diaconess is very important, and I insist and I encourage them to see that role, their new role in the church, administratively, teaching, caring, stuff like that, in a bigger perspective than priesthood. And that is exactly what we are trying to accomplish in Tanzania. And yes, so women ministry, EWA, with diaconess and all those things is taking the church forward to be true to their foundation and their doctrines and their traditions. At the same time, having women stand up in the leadership role in the church.
So that role of diaconess is pretty important. Just to acknowledge that,
Yes.
because not only is there a role in the church by framing and conditioning the young people,
Yes.
especially the young women as
Yes.
well,
Yes.
but then we'll look at their economic role at home,
Yes.
helping them to give the family a
Yeah.
stable, sustaining income
Yes.
through the EWA program for farming, not just vegetation farming, but also animal farming,
Yes.
which is great. So, Mama Nora, your role has been very significant in that. I mean, what do you think about it anyway?
Yeah, um, I understand the role is significant, but at the same time, it's challenging. It's not easy. And looking at the way our women wear the wear in the rural areas, there are a lot of challenges with them. And then they come with their diaconesses. So both of them, they really need a good guidance. That's first. And secondly, socially, economically, to be supportive.
So we talked about earlier about,
Yeah.
about the role of the clergy in the church, the women, but now we're talking about the economic situation within the diocese. Okay, so the farming plan is very important. We have to set that foundation. Right now we have two locations that are vibrant. Like you shared earlier, one had broken evening, which is good news.
Yeah.
Because there's a potential for things to just, not come true as you expect. But
Yes.
breaking evening is better
It's
than
better
losing.
than losing, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think within the next 2 years, it's one aspect of our operation that we need to expand so that we get more areas and more locations taking advantage of that. Because that brings us into how we can secure an income for the priests, which are the
Yes.
clergy,
Yeah.
helping them sustain their families.
Yes.
Okay, and then also helping the women to recognize and recover their position and role in the family's church. Okay?
Yeah.
So with that, if we can carve off a portion of land that each of these churches have secured,
Yes.
first built a home for the clergy on a corner
And
land
that, yes.
and give them an acre or so to cultivate and to farm their animals or vegetation educational stuff.
Sure.
That's the show income for them. That will sustain them, and they can be working towards the church.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, as it is very important to try to help, as you say, the families and the clergy, because they cannot sustain themselves from the offerings of the church. It's very small. They can't. And so these programs, farming programs, it will boost. And once they know they have something to bring to their families, the ministry will go forward. I mean, other aspects of the leadership will take care of itself. And I also another piece of this is if we can if God will open the door. I know this is a huge, but if God will open a door to have a tractor, that will be a huge and economic deliverance to our clergy, because they spend when they are using all what they have financially, even if the little money they have, to go during the farming season, to go to the field and to cultivate the land. So if we have a tractor, for example, not only to take care of them, and also, and it will also be another source of income for the diocese. Yeah. So yes, the farming project which Mama Nora is taking care of with this one piece, it will be a door opening.
As I said,
Yes.
I remember
Yeah.
at the meeting with the Metropolitan, when we visited at St.
Yes.
Andrew,
Yes.
and different meeting of the organizations. One of the
Yes.
requests
Yeah.
from the youth was
Yes.
that they needed a tractor
Yes.
that they will have available for anybody doing farming in the region.
Exactly.
To be able to go there and alleviate the time it would take for people to hand cultivate the soil
Yes.
and treat those soil. So yeah, that would be helpful, and even for them, that would be a team that responsible to go from place to place to place.
Yes.
So they get the compensation from that
Yes.
and ease up on on that. So that's great. And that takes care of the farming situation. But we're looking again on the education
Yes.
of the clergy.
Of the clergy,
Those are
clergy
three things:
leadership.
education of the clergy,
Yeah,
the
yes.
economic situation of the clergy, which will come
Yes.
from the farming,
Yes.
and really strengthening the women
Yes.
economy, so that at least they're strong, they bring a full thing for their families. So now we talk also about the curriculum for the young people in the church, the youth programs. You talked about the youth program 2 weeks ago and how successful it was with the young people coming in, having 200 plus kids
Yeah.
there,
Yes.
and the possibility of having the spread and desire that they want. So what are they looking for? Something to be annual every year now?
Yes, that is the plan. The plan is to have it annually. And for me, what I want really to encourage them is for them during this, we call it congregation, so that they can learn. They can learn more about things which are out of their comfort zone. Yeah? And also at the same time, it will not happen this time, but I know for sure next time they will arrange it very well. It's for them to showcase
Yeah.
whatever they have, whatever they are capable of to other women. To them, I normally encourage them a lot to teaching each other. I say everyone has their own different unique talents.
Right.
Yeah, it will be good if they teach to each other, and in that way, it will be educative to others, and if they are interested, and that's when they can even form other groups probably within themselves, the ones who have the same kind of interest.
And that's good. And you talk about also the At that youth festival that you had volunteers come in to speak to the young girls and other simple things like recognizing abuse within the family and things like that. To give the girls a knowledge of how to recognize it, so they can voice out, so that at least they can be a much better sense of dignity for our young women, and they're not leaving home, totally abused. But then you talk also about that gap between the AWA women
The
and the
gap,
youth,
yes.
So what was that age group you know?
Yeah, so how we have distinguished our different association within the church. EWA. EWA, they start, these are Episcopal Women Association, which they start from the age of 30 until 60. 30 to 60. Now you'll find most of them now who are together, as they tell them as themselves as EWA, is 40 to 60. Now 30 to 40, this age group, they see themselves, they neither belong to EWA nor to the youth, which is before them. So that's what I was saying, that I think we will do like EWA 1 and EWA 2 to have this group within EWA, of which they will be supported by the elderly EWA. So as to be like a transition until they reach to that, that age group of which there will be EWA 2.
And,
Or the senior EWA.
yes, and also how did you come up to see that? I mean that gap.
Okay.
Yes.
That one.
Yeah.
That one. It was recognized that it was missing, especially in the congregation.
Yeah.
Even before, I would say, we saw that even in the meetings, you could see they were missing. When we call up for the meeting, you see the attendance, and you could sense there is,
And in the meeting, they didn't voice up, they didn't say anything or participate, or they never just didn't come to the meeting.
Oh, okay. And when we came to the congregation, now it was visible, not only at one place. It's a case of everyone. And immediately after the congregation, we had a feedback meeting with the whole committee, and that was different. So it was visible that it is across.
But it was nice to do the EWA revelation or the EWA festival, so that became visible from within. That there's something missing. We didn't tell them it is missing. They discovered them.
And what I like to recognize here is a sense of regards and respect that the age group has for one another.
Yes.
Okay, so even though these 30 to 40 are mothers and women, but in the presence of their mothers, they are a younger group, and they don't pretty much share the same platform. So it's a sense of reverence and regard for the older ones and respect. So I love the idea of the AWA 1, AWA 2. I hope the idea, I hope the 1 and 2 has to be shifted in a way that AWA 1 could be the women, AWA 2 could be the younger ones coming in. So it's not seen like one is lesser than the other or whatever. It's almost like when you have a senior choir and a junior choir.
Junior choir, yes, exactly.
And then youth choir.
Yes.
So and then that's a beautiful twist there.
And also you ask about the men.
Yes.
Yeah. Where the men. I mean, when you look at AYA, the youth association and the men's group, where are they?
At the meeting of the organization, the women were represented, they had a petition.
Exactly.
The youth were represented, they had a petition.
Yes.
But then And then one of the men stood up and said, "But what's about us?"
What about
You know?
us? Yes.
So, but the beauty is, they said, we always consider that the men were in place.
Yes.
Okay, but while we may assume that they're in place, there may be a false assumption. So
It is assumption.
we have to make
Yes.
sure that they recognize their place and they hold it. Because now when the women
Yes.
and the children
Yeah.
are well taken care of,
Yes.
the men will regain their position not only in the family but
Yes.
also in the congregation.
Yeah.
So yes, so there has to be a men's group that would have to recognize. And also, you should be possible.
And another question is how, when we come back in 2027, in that report, which how do you see accomplishing?
Correct.
What kind of a report you're gonna bring in
So-
2027?
So you were
Yeah, that is the
commissioned.
question.
You
Yes.
were commissioned a year ago.
Yes.
To after the inauguration of the Anglican province in Tanzania.
Yes.
12 months later,
Yes.
you have a report, which is a great summary of everything that's happened.
Yes.
Now, as I said, when you inaugurate something is new,
Yeah.
it hasn't been there, so there's no template or whatever. But with everything you have experienced over the past 12 months, now
Yeah.
you've come to focus on the pillars you need to set up now
Yes.
to build up on. So let's look at the first 12 months as phase 1
Yeah.
or phase 1.0.
Yeah.
1.2 would be now filling in 2025, 2026 for us to get to the next synod, which is
Yeah.
2027.
Yes.
Okay. So what will we look like when we come to 2027? What is your expectation?
Yes.
It's reasonable, realistic.
Yes, and exactly. First is to make sure the residency, the bishop residency or the visitor's residency is complete, because that will open a door of anyone who wants to come to visit Tanzania, want to feel Tanzania, to have a place to live. And even myself and my wife, when we are going there in Episcopal ministry, Episcopal visit, we have a place to. So that is very important. We want to take care of it. And another thing is, for Mama Nora, is you want to see the children, the children church.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. One of the things, two things actually, is EWA
Yes.
and children church.
Yes.
And starting with EWA, as I said, we are about to get our own land, 6 acres, of which we want next year to do our second congregation at our own place. Yeah, and the first thing which we're gonna do is to try to put on latrines
Yes.
so that it can be able to be used. The second one is children church.
Yes.
Yeah, children church. I want it, as I said, I want it to be distinguished.
Yes.
Yeah, from others. So
From the others, yes.
so I'll be working on the curriculum and also to work closely with the deacons,
Yes.
their collectors, on how we're gonna do that
Yeah.
in each and every congregation.
Yeah.
So I'm impressed that the children festival 2 weeks ago, had the person of over 200 plus
Yeah.
children, and the idea that you had the children in the church and the adults outside, a great representation. And what I was thinking about, I would imagine having a children's hour, the first hour of the service time, and then the adults come in later on.
Yes.
To see the kids fill the church up and see them choose, lay claim on the church that this is my church,
Yes.
and this is my time, and they can adopt and use that, which is great.
Yes.
Okay, and I think, like you said, we wrapped up with the hope that at least we want to
Yes.
come back to 2027, not with needs,
Yes.
but offering solutions to a lot of
With
situations that are unique to a lot of all of our brothers and sisters in the
Yes.
third world situation,
exactly.
okay?
Yes.
Which is education of clergy
Yes.
and clergy accommodation one way or the other, directly or indirectly,
Yes.
you know, and maybe church buildings, church structure and stuff like that. So maybe Tanzania having over 7 different neighbors
Yes.
around the country and having it being focused on in the next 5 years, hopefully as a province,
Yes.
will give us the challenge
Yeah.
to create templates
Yes.
for meeting the needs, for the basic needs for these smaller parishes, small, low economic
Yes.
area situation, and especially areas where there's a low literacy rate as well.
Yes.
Okay, because I'm looking at the Philippines.
Yeah.
He has, over 29 congregations, only 4 clergies.
Yes.
And there's no training for clergies. And so we now has exploded to 129.
Yeah.
And even though we got clergy volunteers, but they need to be educated. So
Yes.
how we accomplish that in the next 2 years
Yes.
will be a template for
It will
for
be
the
a
ACC
Exactly.
outside of the
Yeah.
Western world. So that would be a challenge for us.
Yeah. And also, um, you put it very beautifully before that we should challenge ourselves, Tanzania. The next synod, we should have something to give to the treasure of the ACC, of the synod. Regardless, if God will bless us with 500, we will do 1,000, but we will say this is from Tanzania. Yeah, we want to set a different
Different picture.
A different picture.
of those that are outside
Exactly.
of the West. Okay?
Yeah.
We're not just on the receiving end of
Receiving
needs,
end.
but we
No.
have solutions.
We have
Okay,
solutions.
and
Yes.
so that would be our target.
Yes.
And again, it's
Yeah.
not necessarily bringing something to the ACC in terms of monetary value.
Yeah.
It's bringing solutions
Solutions.
to the ACC for those that are outside of the
Yeah.
West,
Yes.
and workable, successful solutions,
Yes.
and which will translate
Exactly.
into that.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. And yes. Yeah, it's true. When you bring solutions, it has more value.
Correct. Then those, okay?
Rather than yes.
But we wanted to wrap up with the fact that you've accomplished much. You've documented that in your presentation packet.
Yes.
We're going to use that packet as a foundation to work on.
Yes.
So we use that packet and each of those things as you stipulated in there to build as pillars on that, and move from there.
Yes.
Okay. We don't want too much to be juggling.
No.
Yeah.
And again, you reminded that the report we have now, even if it has so many holes, it is a report, is a roadmap of the things to work on.
Correct.
Yeah. Probably we don't need another report. The
No.
same to work on the same report.
Yes. Because that's what it is.
Yes.
Because in 2 years you want to
Yes.
say, this was 2025, now
Yeah.
this is 2027.
This is what I said.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you put that page on where you say this is our humble beginning
This
under
is-
that touch
Yes.
little hut,
Yes.
to this is our where we are, where you
Yes.
got buildings coming, as I shared earlier. Remember, when you build the building, you got the foundation.
Yes.
You go like 5-6 blocks up. That's called window level,
A window level.
and then you go to roof level.
Yes.
Okay, so right now you're showing over 5 or 7 parishes that are at window level.
Yeah.
Now some of them at a roof level. You want to show by 2027 the roof are on.
Yes, the roof is on,
and
yes.
it's being used.
Yes,
Which is what I want to wrap up with. The other thing almost just slipped my mind is the fact that we need to get electronics into the hands
Yeah.
of our clergy, so that at least within every
Yes.
4 to 6 months there can be a connection from the bishop face to face
Yes.
with clergy in these different regions. That will eliminate the cost of bringing Why that is still important? It is because your desire is to at least reach these 129 different locations at least once a year, which is challenging. But we can attain that maybe twice a year by connecting with them on FaceTime, on WhatsApp, or on Zoom, or whatever. And then when you are capable of being there in person, now we accomplish that even better. So St. Paul is going to start a phone drive, a cell phone drive, just for anybody who has a old cell phone, drop it off. We'll recondition these phones and see if we can get them out to these different locations that need them, so that at least we can have over 75% of our clergy
connected,
having access. Yes, having connection.
Yes, that will make a huge difference of communication, which is really a challenge for me to make. If I need to communicate with people from a remote village, I have to send Steve. That is also a burden, financial burden, because I have to make sure I facilitate Steve to go there. But if I have a cell phone over there, I don't have to facilitate Steve to go there. And so yes, absolutely. If that on the table, it will change the dynamic of communication. And sometimes not only me want to communicate, they want to communicate with me too.
That can also cut across also the issue of training. You never know. You might have a certain, module you want to teach them.
Yes.
So to that point, Nora, which is perfect, speaking from what we took from the Metropolitan when we sat with him yesterday, is that we may have folks here who are, teachers, professors, and we want to volunteer their time, okay? So having a platform like that, we make them available, and it will be in a form where we will have like a seasonal training stuff, like for Lent. Lent is 5 weeks, 6 weeks. For Pentecost, Pentecost is 25 weeks. Just name it in a way where it's like 3 months, 4 months type stuff. And these people are making themselves available maybe once a month. Maybe once a week or something like that, an hour. And and they're connecting directly to this. Or they record something for us to just share with the whole group. But it's coming from a accredited professor or something like that. And so when we put these together in a curriculum, they will have accomplished something over a period of a year or a year and a half that will give them the ability for you to write a certificate for them. To say, okay, to now they know church history, or now they know the liturgy, now they know the confirmation and the sacraments, things like that. So we have the template to work with for now, and I think we will commit to that in the next 2 years. So that first of all, we want to try to make sure the bishop quarters compound is completed. So that would take away any expenses from folks traveling down there to be accommodated. We want transportation for the bishops, and he moves around in the area and goes around it. We need to look for the tractors for these young people to help ease the challenge of cultivating a field for people for farming. We want to get at least 3 times more of the farming project ongoing. We got 3 right now active. We need to get them to 6. By 2027, they should be at least under 10. Okay? I mean, that may be a little bit aggressive, but we maybe have to do that because that's how we'll get all of the priests and their families situated in one way or the other. Okay? And I need to call our attention to this fact that we share with Bishop John from Tanzania. Not Tanzania, Kenya.
Kenya, Kenya.
They are experiencing success in that right now.
Yes.
He said that's what his family works on. They got a chicken farming stuff.
Yes, exactly.
And so, they have. So you want to say?
Yes, I said for John also to have a greater impact. If we can send 2 or 3 representatives. And actually I'm thinking of the women
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Let it be a women function.
Yeah,
A
that's a
women
women
function.
function. Yes.
Because right now we need
It
to
will,
strengthen the women foundation.
it will encourage them a lot. Yes, they will come with a new energy. Yeah, to be the teachers in the village.